or bowing or porpoising. And it's actually the most energy-efficient way that seals can get about. Because each time Mav jumps out of the water, he's able to take a quick breath while keeping up that terrific speed. And this comes in handy for seals when they're chasing prey and when escaping from predators. You see, the ocean can be a dangerous place, and seals need to look out for large predators such as killer whales, and there's that other one that Mavi knows all too much about. Giving us a little bit of a clue. Any kids, feel free to shout it out if you think you know what it is. Of course, there's sharks out there. And Mavi does do a brilliant shark impersonation, although what he's actually showing us there is a natural behaviour that seals use to cool down. You see, those thick fur coats of theirs are so good at keeping the heat in that only their naked and hairless flippers that let the heat back out again. And just as Mavi's showing us now, any flipper will do the trick. Definitely not his best side, that though it is one of his favourite behaviours for some reason. So we'll get Mavi back up on stage. How do you think that he's done to start off today's show? I think he's done a fantastic job. Well, Mavi's going to wave a big goodbye to everybody now for us. Good boy, Mavi. And he's going to head off stage now so that he can make way for another seal. The next seal that you're going to meet a little bit bigger. He's not actually native to these waters here. He's found naturally off the west coast of the US of A. And that's why Mavi likes to clear out of the way, give him all the space he possibly can. He is a seasoned veteran. Please welcome out the very handsome Mitchie. Now Mitchie does look quite different to Mavi, who you just met. He's obviously a little bit larger. He also has a much smoother coat, and that's because he's a sea lion. He's a Californian sea lion, and where the New Zealand fursuit has 2 layers, which makes it look quite shaggy, the Californian sea lion only has that 1 layer, so they look quite smooth when they're wet. Now being a Californian sea lion, Mitchie also has one other trait that no other seal species in the world has. What is it, Mitchie? American accent. You like that joke, Mitchie? No, it's very offensive, isn't it? But in actual fact, Mitchie here was born in a German zoo and has spent the majority of his life here at Taronga, so he doesn't really carry much of an accent at all. Now we saw just a moment ago with Mavi, him showing off that shark impersonation. But when they're not looking out for predators, seals actually make pretty good hunts themselves. And although they have strong, sharp teeth, they prefer to swallow their fish whole and head first. And that way spines and scales don't get stuck in their throats and they can fill up fast. Now Mitchie here can put away up to 10 kilos of fish a day, and although he doesn't use those teeth of his for chewing, he does still have a great set of them, so you might expect that he's got a lovely smile. Now with all that secret in his diet, there's a pretty bad bet to go with it, correct, Mitchie? Absolutely terrible. But jokes aside, seals are actually very clean animals, and they do like to keep themselves well groomed. That's particularly easy for them to do, as they simply use those claws or nails on their hind flipper. This built-in hairbrush can reach almost every part of their body. Good boy, Mitchie. Now those softer front flippers of theirs are very handy for grooming as well. They've already showed us that they're strong and powerful, but also not having any claws or nails on them means that they make a perfect face washer. Good boy, Mitchie. Well, now that Mitchie's looking a bit more presentable, I'm going to send him across the front to get a bit closer to you all. And when he gets there, I want you to pay particular attention to those whiskers of his. And Mitchie will show you just how much control he has over them. So over you go, Mitchie. And for this next bit, I need everybody's help. So keep your eyes on the end of Mitchie's nose there, and the count to 3, I need you all to shout out whiskers. 1, 2, 3. Good boy, Mitchie. On the base of each one of those whiskers are tiny sensitive nerve fibres that assist with the sense of touch. And this is what helps seals find their way through dark and open water to track down fish. But of course the pool here is crystal clear and there aren't any stray fish in it. So I'll get Mitchie to demonstrate the use of those whiskers through another behaviour, and that's a ball balance. Now as Mitchie's balancing this ball, you'll see that his whiskers wrap up on either side of it. And they look like they're holding it there, but they're not actually strong enough to do it. What they're doing is detecting which way the ball is going to fall, so he can compensate with his flexible flexible neck and spine to keep it up on top. Now this is quite a tricky behaviour for a seal to learn, although Mitchie is an expert at it, so if he makes it all the way from the pool back up onto that wall, I want everyone to go crazy for him. Let's see how he does. Really good so far. Oceans are home to over 1 million different species, and they all live in a very unique balance. Now this is sick for them.
Oh my god!
However, if we upset that balance too much, the damage may be irreversible. And no matter how good seals are at finding food, they may simply not be able to survive. Seals are well equipped with those whiskers, terrific hearing and sharp vision. And they can also hold their breath underwater for a lot longer than we can. So you might assume that it's easy for them to find a meal out there in the wild. So you might get Mickey to pop down here to the pool's edge. Right, Mickey. And get him to take a quick look in the pool for us. Okay, is there anything down there? Nothing at all. And unfortunately that's becoming more and more the case for Mickey's wild cousins as well. You see, our oceans are being overfished. And many of our large fish stocks may have already disappeared for good. So it's getting a lot harder for wild seals to come across their next meal. Seals are clever animals, so they're coming up with more ingenious ways of finding food. Some seals, for example, have taken to following fishing boats and stealing fruit from fishing lines and nets. So Mickey's headed out the back to find himself a piece of netting so he can demonstrate this for us. And as I'm sure now, this is open invitations of play for an animal like a seal. If they come across something like this in the wild, they like to stretch them out. And if they're lucky, they will get a free feed out of it. However, this innocent looking fun can soon turn deadly, because if a seal becomes entangled in an isotope of the net, there's no way out. They may become unable to feed, or they may even drown. So either way, for a seal caught up in netting, it's generally a very sad ending. Mitchie is one very sad sea lion who fortunately has me here to help him out. Wild seals, however, aren't so lucky. But there is something we can all do to help protect our oceans, and to tell you about that now, please welcome out the front of the stage, Mel. Over to you, Mel.
Thank you very much, Stephen.